Is it possible to catch diseases from the toilet? Experts explain what's myth and what's real. Public restroom nightmares. The real danger is in your hands, not the seat. Have you ever found yourself avoiding the toilet seat, covering it with toilet paper, or even doing an Olympic squat to avoid touching it? Before you freak out, experts explain that most fears are exaggerated, but some precautions are still important. In an interview with the BBC, Jill Roberts, a professor of public health and microbiology at the University of South Florida, explained that theoretically, yes, it is possible to catch diseases from the toilet, but the risk is extremely low. STIs, sexually transmitted infections, such as gonorrhea and chlamydia, don't survive long outside the body, much less on a cold public toilet seat. To become infected, fresh bodily fluids would need to be immediately transferred to the genital area, which is unlikely. If toilet seats easily transmitted STIs, we would see frequent cases in people of all ages and even in those who have never had sexual contact. Roberts adds, she adds that urinary tract infections or bloodborne diseases are also highly unlikely to be transmitted through contact with toilet seats. There are exceptions such as HPV, which can survive on surfaces for up to a week due to its resistant structure. However, the virus only enters the body if there are wounds or breaks in the genital skin. Cases of genital herpes could also theoretically be transmitted via toilet seats, but these situations are unlikely. Explained Daniel Atkinson, a clinical health specialist in the U.S. Microbial Soup, in an article on The Conversation. A professor of genomics and molecular biology at Bond University in Queensland argued that public toilets can become a microbial soup, especially when they are used by many people and are not cleaned frequently enough. When using the bathroom, people release bacteria and viruses in their feces and urine, and some of these microorganisms end up in the toilet. The danger can increase in some situations, such as people with diarrhea, who may release more harmful microorganisms when using the toilet. Even so, he emphasizes that the seat is not the dirtiest part of a public restroom, according to recent studies. Other areas such as doorknobs, faucets, and toilet flush levers pose a greater risk, as they are touched more frequently with dirty hands. The real danger, according to Roberts, lies in the hands. The threat isn't to your bottom, it's to your mouth via contaminated hands, he warns. Small traces of feces on seats can contain bacteria such as E. coli, Salmonella, and Staphylococcus, which cause nausea, diarrhea, and vomit. The highly contagious norovirus can also survive for weeks on surfaces and infect with just a few particles. Toilet paper or squatting to protect yourself. Using paper to cover the seat or scare the toilet doesn't prevent contact with germs, as the material is porous. For women, squatting over the toilet can even be harmful to their health, as it requires unnecessary strain on the pelvic muscles and can prevent the bladder from emptying completely, increasing the risk of urinary tract infections. Interestingly, studies show that home restrooms are generally dirtier than public ones. Public restrooms are cleaned several times a day. At home, cleaning is often weekly, explained Charles Gerba, professor of virology at the University of Arizona. Toiletry sneeze. Another little-known danger is the so-called toilet plume, when fluorescent particles of feces and urine are released into the air, contaminating surfaces and even you if you're still in the stall. Closing the lid doesn't guarantee complete protection, as viruses can escape through the sides. How can you avoid contamination? Here are some tips to reduce the risk of contamination, according to experts. Wash your hands thoroughly after using the bathroom. Avoid taking your cell phone to the bathroom and sanitize it. Regularly use hand sanitizer. Use seat protectors or place toilet paper before sitting. Avoid hand dryers. Use paper towels instead, as dryers can spread germs. Clean changing tables before and after use, and always wash or sanitize your hands.